How much longer are they going to hide the budget? Good question, because you see, everything that's in the budget requires the new exchange rate. The HCL is coming out, which requires the new exchange rate. The ATMs have the lower notes, which require the new exchange rate. Sometimes my opinions I should keep to myself, and this is one. Just look at all the progress made just since December 2022, when Iraq announced they were finally entirely out of Chapter 7. And now the spigot is wide open. The final issues preventing the reinstatement are being dealt with one by one. It is June already, and this month is proving to be a very significant month again. My contact in the CBI told me there is a very high probability that we would see the currency swap out in this month of June, and so we watch and wait. There is a lot of anticipation for this weekend. Bank redemption contacts say they are on call this weekend, and have an hour notification time. They have 1 hour if called to go in. This was from 2 different contacts from 2 different states that said the same thing. This is very positive. International Finance Team is on the television channel 1. They're saying the economic reform in Iraq is at an increasing rate, and we have invested over $2 billion in Iraq. Frank, this is the international finance community. They all know what's going on. When they say your economic reform has increased, what they're talking to you about without saying it, because they cannot, is the float. Just because the central bank is changing monetary policy doesn't mean the exchange rate is going to rise. Only with the success and growth of Iraq's economy can the dinar go up in value. We know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. One of our bankers, Wells Fargo, said, "Just hang in there. Just hang in there a couple more days." So I'm excited. We will be able to look back at years of waiting and say, it was worth it. Today, Saturday, Representative Ola Oda called on the Central Bank of Iraq to take serious steps and quick measures to limit the continuing crisis of the high exchange rates of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar. Oda said in an interview with the Al-Maloma agency, the exchange rates of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar during the days of Eid al-Adha witnessed a significant increase compared to the previous period. She added, the coming period requires a greater effort by the Central Bank of Iraq and the Ministry of Finance to put an end to the phenomenon of high exchange rates of the dollar against the dinar. Since Eid al-Adha, the exchange rates of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar have risen until they exceeded 147,000 dinars for every $100, after being below 145,000 dinars during the past weeks. The dollar exchange rates are witnessing a significant increase in the Iraqi markets, as the price of $1 during the past months reached more than 152 dinars, amid fears that this rise will continue. The American administration continues to obstruct the Iraqi government's reforms in light of waving the economic card through the dollar file. Today, a member of the State of Law Coalition, Saad al-Muttalabi, criticized the government's performance in dealing with the largest political files concerned with removing the Americans from Iraq, while confirming that the government is courting the Americans in order to win their favor in order to win a second term. Al-Muttalabi said in a statement to the Al-Maloma agency that the Iraqi government is courting the Americans so that it does not object to a second term for the Sudanese, noting that the Iraqi Council of Representatives, which approved the expulsion of the Americans from Iraq, is the only one that has the right to grant the Sudanese government another term or not. There is no need for this political flirtation. He continued, the decision to declare a state of emergency and extend it for an additional year, which Biden announced, did not come out of nowhere and was truly in agreement with the Iraqi government, stressing the need for the Iraqi street to reveal what the government's intentions are in this file, especially after the extraordinary meeting of the resistance factions. Al-Muttalabi concluded his speech, the American presence was with the approval of the Iraqi government, and the extension of the stay was also promised by a government agreement, stressing that the Iraqi popular demands are his right and the government must work for its people, not their enemy. It is noteworthy that the Iraqi resistance announced last Wednesday an extraordinary meeting to discuss the foreign presence in Iraq. Both the American and Turkish sides, after the truce it granted to the government was about to expire amid a suspicious governmental tone in this